Let's talk about grace. Grace and mercy are like two sides of the same coin. Mercy basically is the concept of you deserve a certain degree of punishment or you've earned something. Mercy is, and it's usually related to like a judgment or something bad happening to you. Mercy is when you don't get the bad that you deserve. You hear it a lot in legal proceedings where, old school saying is, the person threw themselves on the mercy of the court or the mercy of the judge. Now, grace is something positive, something nice, something that you didn't earn, but it was given to you. So mercy is withholding the bad that you did earn. Grace is giving you something nice, something positive, something wonderful that you didn't earn. As dads, as men that have children, we have to learn that grace. We have to be able to give grace. Like when you meet somebody who's fallen, instead of just kicking them and throwing some dirt on them and throwing a rose on top of them, give them grace. Try to talk to them, try to allow them to speak, and then try to walk with them and encourage them and strengthen them to get back in the game, to once again be productive, once again get back functioning as a good dad, instead of, you fell down and what I'm going to do is never let you forget it. You fell down 10 years ago and every time I see you, I'm going to remind you of your failures. I don't know about you, but it really would suck if every time you walked around, the people surrounding you kept pointing out and putting a mirror on your failures. Because most of the people who do that, truth be told, they can't take it. They can dish it out. A lot of people dish out garbage, but when you start bringing up their stuff, it changes. So my thing is, as dads, man, let's, on the real, let's encourage one another, man. We all make mistakes. None of us are perfect. So when you run into another dad that's had some type of failure in his life or some type of setback, instead of piling on, instead of making that dad feel bad, why don't you put your arm around him, man, and say, hey, bro, I know you had a rough time there. Let me try to encourage you, man. If you want to meet up or link up, we can hook up on the weekend or your time off or, set a date. It don't have to be every day. And with technology, we can use this thing, man. You could FaceTime them just to talk to each other and really look at each other and really be there for your fellow dad. That's the driving point of this whole channel to me, is that we help one another. On my earlier vids, man, I said, I'm trying to hold it down for my daughter. I'm trying to hold it down for my relatives, my near relatives that come by and want help. Because I have some relatives, they don't want help. Then I have another group of relatives who say they want help, and then when I try to give help, they don't really want it. So, you run through all of that. I try to help those who I can help. But my thing is, as a dad, I'm trying to encourage other dad and encourage other fathers so that they can be the very best they can, and so that they could go higher and be better, so that they could pass that on to their children and have a loving, positive legacy with each child that they were blessed to be able to raise or blessed to be able to be called their children. And let me get on this topic too. Some dads, man, we have kids that are not our biological kids. And we're not there with the kid's mom anyway. We're some kids we have that either through being a coach or being in the neighborhood, where we have a huge influence on these children that don't have a positive male role model in their life. So we're blessed to actually sow seeds into them. So being a dad isn't just about your biological kids. Sometimes it's about the kids that you have in your community, that you could be a positive role model and be able to encourage them. So I'm trying to make sure that as dads, we try to be there not just for our flesh and blood, but for all the other children that God will bring in our sphere of influence to, to help encourage. Because that's what we're here about. We're here about to make sure that this generation coming up behind us has the proper tools they need to be able to function in the society that we live in, and not just function, to be prosperous, be successful, and be able to carry that legacy to another generation behind them. So, let's have grace, guys. Let's Let's encourage one another. Let's lift one another up. When you see a man falling down, instead of trying to gossip and spread the bad news, why don't you call him, reach out to the brother, try to lift him up, try to be there for him, try to be a good friend, try to be a listening ear, try to give good advice, try to walk with them, whatever the need is. We can't get everybody dads, but we can all reach at least one dad, at least one. We can't save all the children. We can't save all the dads, but we can all encourage at least one dad. And when we do that, we can encourage another one and make sure the one we help, make sure they know, pay it forward, encourage another dad. So once again, encouragement that we leave no dad behind, and iron sharpens iron. Be blessed.